so here you will see that you have got the text join function that we have used to combine these strings. Now, particularly, I really like this function because in the past, if I had to combine multiple, columns or multiple data together, I used to use the concatenate function, and I had to manually keep entering those commas in between, which was a major problem. So instead of that, I use this text join function, and that really helps a lot. So text join is really great, works very well for me. Okay, so you have text join. Now the next step is going to be, now we've learned how to join the alphabets, the strings together. Now let us see how to split them. Now remember, the problem with Excel, okay, up till now, all these things that we did, we worked with the, setting the text to a proper case, then trimming the text, then combining the text with concatenate operator and concatenate function, then we use the text join function to combine the data to complete a whole set of, elements to get you the full address. Now the problem is, we need to split these into the original elements. So we want the original elements now. Now the biggest problem here is that Excel does not have any dynamic way of doing this. That means if I add a new entry to my data, okay, automatically whatever we did till now will dynamically calculate the values for you. But in the place of text to columns is not a dynamic feature. That means I have to apply it every time a new row of data is added to my data. So let me show you how it's done. First is, what we need to do is we need to split all of these together based on the comma that they are using as their, the delimiter basically. So the comma is the delimiter. So we can split it based on the comma. So what we will do is we will click the data tab. Okay, and then we have got the data tools. Under data tools, we have got text to columns. So first we will select all the data. Okay, remember to keep selecting all the data. Don't select the headers. Just click on text to columns. Okay, and when you click text to columns, remember that you should have blank columns in between so that if you're having data starting after this, it should not interfere or interrupt with the text to columns feature. So let's say you have got 5 elements in each of these cells. Use 5 blank columns or 6 blank columns in between. Another important is, like here there are 6 basically. Another important thing is, if you don't know how many columns this will be split in, don't keep any data that is of importance at the end of this particular Excel spreadsheet in terms of the end of the columns. So now you can just, there are 2 options. One is delimited and one is fixed width. So click delimited and click next. After which you will be asked and prompted which is the delimiter in your data. Default option, click comma, because our data is in comma. Sorry, our data is, separator is comma. Then you click next. Now when you click next, you are given the option which column, which format do you want it in. Just keep it in general and then click next. Don't click finish over here. Click next, and then here you have the destination. So currently the destination is set to this cell. That means it will override whatever data you had. Now if you want to maintain or retain your original data, put it in this particular cell. So you want the split to be taking place from this cell onwards. Okay. So what that does is it retains the original data, but it allows you to even work with your data. Okay. Now you can just click finish. When you click finish, you will see that the data has been split into 6 columns according to your original data. With respect to the second option in text to columns, you have got data which can be in this format. Now let's say this may be the transaction ID of some particular bank or some system that is generated. And in this transaction ID, you have 3 important pieces of information. One is the state where the transaction has taken place, the year where the transaction has taken place, and the transaction number. So the first 3 letters, the 3 alphabets of this data or this particular code is going to be the state. Okay. Then after that, the next 4 is going to be the year, and finally the remaining values, 6 values or 6 dates, 6 characters are going to be transaction number. So what we need to do is we need to click on text to columns. Okay, select the data, click text to columns, and now here instead of delimited, click fixed width. And when you click fixed width, just click next, and then here you will just place your cursor after the number of characters you want to split. So first 3, then the next 4, that means after 9 over here. So just place your cursor over here 9. So that is Maharashtra 2019 989790 for the first record. Just click next. Okay, and here it says where do you want the record to be placed. So you can click destination here and then click this particular cell. Once you click this cell, then you can just click finish and you will see that the split has taken place for you. So we can move to the next topic, and the next topic is basically how do you work with the mail merge. Okay, now what is mail merge and how is it useful? So let me give you a simple example. Let me give you a simple example that you have got a set of, okay, I'll open up the data and you'll understand it. Okay, you have a set of data and that set of data is basically about your, let it just open up. It's basically about all your, creditors. You have to send them a message saying that this is what you have bought from us and thank you for buying from us and all those things. But this is the payment that you need to make towards your last bill. So how can that actually be taken care of? And you have to send not a direct email. It has to be a letter which is a customized letter. So since you're sending a customized letter, how do you get, how do you do it? One way is what you need to do is you need to manually create those letters. So you have to copy paste the content and then you have to keep changing whatever fields you want to change from that particular data or that letter. Sorry. So here you've got the full name, you've got the salutation, the street name, house number, city, state, state code, zip code and outstanding amount for that individual. Now you want to create a letter which is going to contain a simple letter which will say to, okay, and then you have the name over here. And the name will keep changing. You have to create these many letters. Okay, and then you have to have the addresses. So to, and then it will start with Mr. So and so, and then the address. So address will include street name, house number, city, state, state code, and the zip code. And then maybe you will say dear so and so, the salutation. So maybe you will say dear Mr. James Smith in the first case, and then it will keep moving. Whatever, Mr., Miss, Mrs., whatever has to be entered. And then you'll say that thank you for purchasing from us. Your pending payment is so and so. So that is your outstanding payment that you have to send them a letter for. Now also, maybe any one of them, okay, let's say Mr. Mark White has got a special line to be added in the letter. Maybe you have to say that your last order that you have placed for so and so cups is ready. You can come and collect it from the warehouse or something, whatever you want to specifically mention. So that can also be done, but that can be done after you finish the mail merge procedure. Now I've been using this term mail merge, but what is mail merge actually all about? So mail merge has been used as a term in place of a customized letter being sent to all your people. So I just close this. Very simple. I'll close this and I will now open the document format. So mail merge is not a feature of Excel. Even though Excel supports it, it is actually a feature of MS Word. But this is an important concept. Hence we have decided to include it in the advanced level session. So it says, do you want to open your data from a particular, select the data from a particular data set? If you click yes, because I've already connected it, I'll just say no. And okay, here is a letter that I have prepared. So the template is ready. I have to enter the name, their address, and then dear, and then the name of the person with the salutation, that is the Mr., Miss, Mrs., whatever it is. And then we thank you for doing business with us. Please note that you have an outstanding payment of, and here you would want that value to keep changing based on the individual. Okay, kindly clear your dues before the 1st of August 2020. Now, this could be a scenario. Maybe we'll change this to August. Instead of we'll change it to November. So what we can do is, we can now bring in that list into this particular file. So how do you do that? First click on the mailings tab. Under the mailings tab, it says select recipients. So click select recipients, click use an existing list. Now when you click use an existing list, it will ask you where is your list. So what you do, wherever your list is, just copy this, path, and then inside your Word dialog box, just enter that particular path and press enter. And now you select your first value, the first file, that is the Excel file, and then click OK. So once you click OK, it says where do you want the data to be selected. So I have only one table in the Excel file, so I'll select that data and click OK. But before you click OK, there's one very important thing. Remember, you cannot keep your Excel file open. So remember, before you're importing data into your Word or before you're connecting it to your Excel file for mail merge, please make sure that your file is closed. Okay, now it's closed, you can just click OK, and when you click OK, it is now connected. But it will not show you that it is connected, or it will not give you any message. So how do you know it is connected? Click on mailings, and when you click on mailings after selecting your list, you will see this write and insert fields area is now activated. So what you need to do is place your cursor where you want to add the first data, okay, or the first important information, and you just click on here. and then you can click on insert merge field. Now, so put a space here, and then the first thing you want to insert is the salutation. So we want to say to Mr. whatever, whatever. So instead of that, what we will do, we will just cut this from here, cut it, and we will say to, then this is going to be the salutation. Put a space here, and then again click on insert merge field and click full name. Now what is it showing? It's not showing James Smith or any name, but it is actually showing you how it is looking in the mail merge. So this means that we are picking up the data from the salutation field of that particular Excel file. So I can just click preview results to see what is there. So you'll see Mr. James Smith, and then have if you want to see the next recipient, just click next record, and so on and so forth. You'll see all your records over here. If you want to see the last record you're working with, just click this last record, and you will be able to see the last record. So now the next is to Mr. James Smith, and then I will insert the street name, put a comma, space, and then insert the house number, comma, put a space, and then you can insert the city after that, city, and then put comma, enter. Then insert the state, comma, space, insert the state code, and finally put a comma and space, and then insert the zip code. Okay, so now your name and address is ready for you to work. Clear to here? So we are not doing anything, we are just connecting these fields from the Excel file into this particular Word document that is there. Now what you need to do is, you need to now enter the name. So again here, put a space here, insert the salutation because we want the first name, I mean the salutation there, Mr. Miss, whatever it is. And then you will say insert, and then you say insert the full name. So when you click full name here, you have the full name insert. So maybe you could just put a space here so that there's enough clarification on what's happening. So you have here, Mr. James Smith. Now, an important part is you have to add the outstanding dues as well. So after this dollar, you will just put a space. Just 1 minute, I think it's very important.